Hi my dear students, Assalamu alaikum to all. Once again I warmly welcome to all in my class. Okay, in the last class I gave you a homework. All of you do it? Yes, what was the question? Yes, the question is, it is taken a wooden block and iron block. It is taken a wooden block and iron block have same mass, about 100 gram each. Okay, what was the first question? Yes, which of them will have more volume? Which of them will have more volume? And big question, which is experienced more buoyancy? Which is experienced more buoyancy? So first question, which of them will have more volume? Yes, what is the answer? Iron block or wooden block? Yes, of course, it is wooden block. Okay, did you get the answer? Good. Okay, for example, if we take same mass of a cotton wool and a stone, if we take same mass of cotton wool and stone, which one will be more? Which one will be more volume? Yes, of course. Which one? Cotton wool. Like that, by comparing iron block, wooden block has more volume. So the answer is wooden block. Then second question is, what is the which one will have experience more buoyancy? Which one will have more buoyancy? Yes, we know that when volume increases, buoyancy also increases. When volume increases, buoyancy also increases. So here wooden block has more volume, so buoyancy also increases in wooden blocks. So the A and B answers are wooden block. Did you get the answer? Very good. Next we are going to today's topic. Before that I take water in the beaker. Then next I take water in the beaker, and next I am going to place this stone into this water. I am going to place this stone into this water. Yes, what do you see? Yes, water overflowing. Water overflowed. Yes, do you see it? Yes. When I take water and I immerse this stone into this water, water overflowed. Okay. So, we know that when a body is immersed completely or partially in a fluid, the fluid exerts an upward force. When a body is immersed partially or completely in a fluid, the fluid exerts an upward force. Okay. So, what is that force known as? Yes, we learned that the force is known as buoyancy. The force is known as buoyancy. So, is there any relation between this buoyancy and weight of water overflowed? Weight of water overflowed. Weight of water overflowed means weight of water displaced by it. Okay. So, I take this weight of water. How to calculate? Yes, this is the overflowing water. This is the overflowed water. Okay. My question is, the buoyancy, is there any relation between the buoyancy and weight of water overflowed? Is there any relation between buoyancy and weight of water overflowed? For example, we want stone, iron block and overflowing jar. What is overflowing jar? Yes. What is overflowing jar? This is overflowing jar. This is overflowing jar. Overflowing jar. Okay. Yes, so we want to find out buoyancy and we want to find out the weight of water displaced by it. For finding buoyancy, how to calculate buoyancy? Do you remember how to calculate buoyancy? Yes, buoyancy calculated by, yes, how to calculate buoyancy? Weight of object in air minus weight of object in water. Weight of object in air minus weight of object in water. So, we want to find out weight of object in air and weight of object in water. Yes, we take here the objects. Object stone and iron block. Okay. Object stone and iron block. First we want to find out weight of object in air. Weight of object in air. Next we want to find out weight of object in water. Water. Then buoyancy. And weight of water overflowed. Weight of water overflowed. Yes, we take stone and iron block. We want to find out weight of object in air, weight of object in water, buoyancy, and weight of water overflowed. Okay, so I take a stone of 10 Newton of weight 10 Newton stone. So weight of stone in air what? Yes, that is 10 Newton. I take like this stone. Okay, weight of stone is 10 Newton. Okay. Then weight of object in water. I get 6 Newton. Weight of object in water 6 Newton. So how to find out buoyancy? Yes, we know that buoyancy is equal to weight of object in air minus weight of object in water. So 10 minus 6 what? 10 minus 6 is equal to what? 4 Newton. 10 minus 6 is equal to 4 Newton. So when I put this stone into this overflowing jar, yes, water overflowed into this jar, another jar. Okay. Then we want to find out weight of water overflowed. If we get weight of water overflowed, 4 Newton. I got 4 Newton. Weight of water overflowed, 4 Newton. Next I take iron block. Do you see iron block? Yes, this is type of iron block. Yes, sir. This is like a iron block about 20 Newton. I take 20 Newton iron block. I take 20 Newton iron block. So weight of iron block in air is 20 Newton. Weight of iron block in air is 20 Newton. Then weight of iron block in water, I get 12 Newton. 12 Newton. 12 Newton. Then how to find out buoyancy? Yes, we know that. 20 minus 12. 20 minus 12 what? 8 Newton. 8 Newton. Okay. So when we place iron block to this overflowing jar, that time also water overflowed into another jar. Water overflowed into another jar. Yes. When I measure the weight of this water, I got 8 Newton. 8 Newton. Yes. So what is the buoyancy of stone here? That is 4 Newton. That is 4 Newton. What is the buoyancy experienced by stone is 4 Newton. Buoyancy experienced by stone is 4 Newton. Then what is the weight of water overflowed? Yes, weight of water overflowed, that also 4 Newton. So what is the relation between buoyancy experienced by stone and weight of water overflowed? Yes, what is the relation? Both are equal. Both are equal. Like that iron block. What is the buoyancy of iron block? Buoyancy experienced by iron block, that is 8 Newton. What is the weight of water over flood? Yes, that also 8 Newton. So what is the relation between buoyancy experienced by iron block and weight of water over flood? What is the relation? Yes, both are equal. Both are equal. From this, what do you infer from this? What do you understand from this? Yes, when a body is immersed in a fluid, that time the buoyancy experienced by the object, will be equal to the weight of water over flood. What do you understand? When a body is immersed in a fluid, the buoyancy experienced by the object will be equal to the weight of water over flood. Got it? Okay. This is first found by Archimedes. Do you have Archimedes? Yes. This is first found out by Archimedes. So, this principle is known as Archimedes principle. Archimedes. So, this principle is known as Archimedes principle. This principle is known as Archimedes principle. So, what is Archimedes principle? What is the definition of Archimedes principle? Yes, when a body is immersed completely or partially in a fluid, the buoyancy experienced by it will be equal to the weight of fluid displaced by it. Yes, what is the Archimedes principle? What is the Archimedes principle? Yes, when a body is immersed completely or partially in a fluid, the buoyancy experienced by it will be equal to the weight of fluid displaced by it. Got it? What is Archimedes principle? Once again, when a body is immersed completely or partially in a fluid, the buoyancy experienced by it will be equal to the weight of fluid displaced by it. Understand? Yes. There is a story behind Archimedes principle. There is a story behind Archimedes principle. Yes, do you heard this story? Okay. Archimedes was born in Italy. Archimedes was born in Italy. Yes. The king Hero commanded Archimedes. The king Hero commanded Archimedes to find out. Is there any impurity in the gold crown? To find out is there any impurity in the gold crown. Okay. He knew that the density of pure gold could be calculated by the mass of gold bar dividing mass of gold bar with the volume. Okay. Density of pure gold, density is equal to what? Mass by volume. He knew that density of pure gold could be calculated by dividing mass of gold bar with the volume. But his confusion was how to calculate volume without damaging the crown. His confusion was how to calculate the volume without damaging the crown, because the crown has not a definite shape to calculate volume. Yes. Then one day he stepped into his bath. He could see that water overflowing. From this he realized that to calculate the volume of the object, it is enough to find out what the volume of water displaced by it. The volume of water displaced by it. But he realized that by calculating the volume of object, it is to find it the volume of water displaced by it. Yes, we know that. Do you know what is the density of pure gold? Actually, the density of pure gold is 19.3 gram per centimeter cube. Actually, the density of pure gold is 19.3 gram per centimeter cube. But he didn't get the density of this gold crown 19.3. So, by finding the density and the volume, he could prove that the crown contained impurities. He could prove that the crown contained impurities. This was the story behind Archimedes' principle. Okay, got it? Yes. Today, what we learned today? Yes, today we learned Archimedes' principle. Okay, then all of you say, what is Archimedes' principle? What is Archimedes' principle? Yes, when a body is immersed completely or partially in a fluid, the buoyancy experienced by it will be equal to the weight of fluid displaced by it. Once again, what is Archimedes' principle? When a body is immersed completely or partially in a fluid, the buoyancy experienced by it will be equal to the weight of fluid displaced by it. Got it? Yes. All of you note down this in your physics note. Then write one homework also. What is the question? When a body is fully immersed in a liquid, it will displace as much of the volume of the body. From this question, what will be the relation between weight of displaced fluid and buoyancy? Weight of displaced fluid and buoyancy. Then B question, name the law of this. Then C question, state the law. So, what is the question? When a body is fully immersed in a liquid, it will displace as much of the volume of the body. A question, what will be the relation between weight of displaced fluid and buoyancy? B question, name the law of this. C question, state the law. All of you must do it. Okay. Are you understand my class? Okay. Let's wind up today's class. Thank you.